Reigns escapes with the gold. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Friday, October 22nd, 2021. This update is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us.
WWE.
Expect some fallout from Thursday's Crown Jewel pay-per-view on tonight's SmackDown. Roman Reigns is still the Universal Champion coming out of Crown Jewel. He took advantage of a knocked-out referee, hit Brock Lesnar in the head with the title belt, and pinned him to retain the gold. That title belt was slid into the ring by Paul Heyman, but who it was intended for was left deliberately vague. Tonight's SmackDown is also the first WWE show with the new post-draft rosters now in effect. But the situation involving the two women's singles championships on WWE's main roster remains a bit of a mess. Becky Lynch is still the SmackDown Women's Champion. She pinned Sasha Banks with a roll-up while holding the bottom rope to win a three-way over Banks and Bianca Belair at Crown Jewel. So Lynch is now officially part of the Raw roster, despite holding the SmackDown Women's title. Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair is now on the SmackDown roster, while holding the Raw Women's title. And we still don't know what WWE is going to do about this. Getting back to Crown Jewel, Big E hit the big ending and pinned Drew McIntyre to retain the WWE Championship. Xavier Woods is the king of the ring. He pinned Finn Balor with a springboard elbow drop. Zelina Vega is the first winner of the Queen's Crown Tournament. She pinned Doudrop with a code red after about 6 minutes of action. Goldberg pinned Bobby Lashley to win their no-holds-barred match after Goldberg speared Lashley off the stage. Edge beat Seth Rollins in their Hell in a Cell showdown. Mansoor beat Mustafa Ali. After the match, Tarek Hamdi, an Olympic silver medalist for Saudi Arabia in Taekwondo, showed up and knocked out Ali. Randy Orton and Riddle beat AJ Styles and Omos to retain the Raw tag titles. Styles took the pin. And the Usos beat Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander on the kickoff show. On Thursday's NXT UK, Jordan Devlin pinned Joe Coffey in the main event. Aaliyah James beat Xia Brookside with a diving sunset flip from the second rope. Xia was not happy about that. And Jack Stars and Dave Mastiff got a DQ win over Symbiosis after Eddie Dennis attacked Stars with a steel chair.
AEW.
AEW's World Title Eliminator Tournament begins on tonight's Rampage with Orange Cassidy versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Also, the TBS Championship Tournament bracket will be revealed. AEW Women's Champion Dr. Britt Baker takes on Anna Jay, and Andrade El Idolo versus Pac.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
The biggest story to come out of Thursday, maybe the one almost none of us saw coming, the surprise in-ring return of Katsuyori Shibata. It happened just after the intermission of New Japan's G1 Climax final show. Just about everyone stunned to see Shibata walk out for an unannounced exhibition match against Zack Sabre Jr. Wearing little more than shorts and sneakers, the two grappled their way to a time limit draw after a mere 5 minutes of action. This was not a hard-hitting match, but for fans of Shibata, it was something, and the hope that there may be more to come. Shibata was forced into retirement by a head injury suffered during a match back in 2017. The G1 Climax final itself was a bit of a buzzkill. Kota Ibushi injured his right arm when he missed a Phoenix Splash. It was ruled that Ibushi could not continue, and Kazuchika Okada was declared the G1 winner.
Impact Wrestling.
Impact Wrestling last night put the final pieces in place for Saturday's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. The Good Brothers will defend the Impact tag titles in a three-way against both FinJuice and Bullet Club's Chris Bay and Hikuleo. The challenging teams met last night, but the match ended in a double pin after two referees ended up in the ring and both counted separate pinfalls at the same time. The six wrestlers who are going to meet on Saturday to decide the first Impact Digital Media Champion came together for a three-way tag team match last night. John Skyler and Tenille Dashwood beat Crazy Steve and Chelsea Green and Jordan Grace and Falaba. Dashwood pinned Falaba after hitting him with the spotlight kick. Also last night, Mickie James pinned Savannah Evans, Trey Miguel beat Alex Zane, and Brian Myers kicked Sam Beal and Manny Lemons out from under his learning tree. W. Morrissey beat Jake Something on Before the Impact.
Ring of Honor.
It's all Violence Unlimited versus The Foundation on this weekend's Ring of Honor TV. Jay Lethal goes one-on-one with Homicide, plus Tony Deppen versus Rhett Titus, and Brody King and Chris Dickinson versus Jonathan Gresham and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. That is just pro wrestling news for Friday, October 22nd. Our next update comes your way tomorrow morning, so please rate, review, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.